more familiar it will become, Sophia. The more you ride, the easier it will become. Instead of being afraid and running away from the bike, face the bike and ride. And I can't help but think that God does the same thing. That's why He constantly pushes you to face your fears. Because the more you focus on those, the easier it becomes to let them go and put them away and focus on what God has. He is now telling the rich young ruler, look man, there's one thing you're lacking, and I know what you're scared of. You're scared of losing that material security you've had, and it's stopping you. It's not making you free. It's a ball and chain holding you back. Trust me. Let it go. And watch what I got planned for you. And in that moment, Christ is looking at this ruler like I'm looking at Sophia. And I'm thinking, babe, if you keep facing your fear and you keep pedaling, you are going to ride. And not only are you going to ride now, but in a few years, I'm going to get you a road bike. And we are going to go on a journey together over the summer. And you, me, and your daughter will travel to places and ride the roads. And I can't tell you the joy I'm going to experience watching my girls riding with me. Ride the bike, Sophia. Ride. Because there's so much in your future that's coming. He's looking at the ruler and he's thinking to himself, you know, I got plans for you, and you can't believe the things that I want to do for you, and the gifts I got that I'm hiding right now that you're not ready for. But I need you to face this one. I need you to face this one so you can take this one. I got this and you're lacking one thing. Let it go and watch what I got for you. And the ruler says no. I was trying to figure out just how heartbreaking that would have been to Christ at that moment. Like if my own kid said, Dad, I can't do this. Can't do it. And if she had said that, I'd have said, okay. You know, if you're not ready, I understand. And I'd have put my hopes aside for a while, because I know that she'd come back to me. But can you imagine the hopes and dreams you have for somebody, and you can see all the potential that they have and everything that they're capable of doing, and they never come back to take care of that little thing they're lacking? That's pain. That's pain. That's regret. Like I can't even express to you. It says that the pain of struggle is ounces, but the pain of regret is tons. And that's the truth. It really is. It's a lifetime of looking back and thinking what could have been had I had the courage to let go and let God, and not made the bad choices to push for things that I probably didn't have time and I wasn't ready to do. Do you trust Him enough to take that faith and say, yes, I know something better's coming? In this story, it says the ruler comes up to him, he gets all excited because he's checking off the list, and he's going, you know, I'm fairly close, Lord, I'm really close, I'm doing well, this is all it takes, I'm going to go. Christ said, you are really close, you really are. Here's the last thing I need you to do, and you can't believe how great life is going to be for you. And the guy says, no. No, can't do that. I'm not giving that one up, I'm not letting that one go. And he turns and walks away from the source of wealth. He walks literally away from diamonds and gold to clutch tightly the little trinkets that he had all his life. Tell me, please, that nobody here ever does that. Because I'm telling you, God's got so much planned for you. All you got to do is trust and know that He'll be given to you. I had a really close friend back in high school. I'll call him Dave. We started out in the 3rd grade together. We sat in 2 seats at the back of the class, and he was a little uptight and high-strung, so we kind of bonded really quick in class. And we just became friends, man. We hung out and used to play together. We'd ride our bikes together, and we grew up together in the grades. I want to tell you a little bit about Dave. It's a true story. Dave had 2 older sisters, and then he was the firstborn son. And his family was loaded. I'm talking loaded. His dad owned several dental technician companies and supplied the major dentists in the area. They had a beautiful house. And as we grew up, I watched Dave's life. Dave, when he turned 16, got a brand new car. He didn't get a car until he was 21 and went pretty old at that time. We used to go to the arcade. Remember Asteroids and Pac-Man? Some of you kids are going to have no clue what I'm talking about right now. Because of course, adds to my... But anyway, we used to go to the arcade together. And we were big on the Asteroids and Pac-Man. I'd take 6 or 7 quarters. Dave would have 4 or 5 rolls of $10 quarters. I'd end up watching him play the rest of the night because I'd run out of money. When Dave wanted a CD, he'd buy 6 of them. And I'd come to his house and listen. He'd get the latest stereo equipment. He got a new car every year because he always trashed the one he was driving. When the satellite dish things came out, they had a huge one that looked like NASA in the backyard. We used to be able to watch everything in his house. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and major holidays, when my mom was working as a nurse, because it was time and a half, I was at Dave's house. Because the food was there, the entertainment was there, everything was going on for him. He got all the latest Jordache jeans and Nike Reebok shoes and all the great shirts. Me, I wore the same stuff every year. And I used to look at him and think, I want a life like Dave. I want Dave's life. I want what he's got. I want what he has. I want to live like he does. I want to know what it's like to sit in your couch and look at the stacks of CDs and stereo equipment and movies. To be able to jump in your car and go anywhere you want. To jump down to the lake house if you want to do that. With all the money you need to do anything you'd like. So we hung out through high school. Used to go out. I'd drive, we'd go with the buddies, and we'd go party. Dave used to like to party. And all the time I used to look at him and think, I want his life, man. God, at that point I wasn't really a believer, but I used to think, if you're out there, could you maybe give me a little of what he has? Can I have a little bit of what he experiences? But I never did. I struggled all the way through my life. Dave had it all. This one night we were going out to his cabin. They had a lakefront cabin. So we went away for the weekend, him, me, and 4 other guys. And there was always drinking. They were always drinking and doing stuff, which was fine with me. I used to drive and they would drink. And so we were at the party. And Dave pulls out a little piece of tinfoil. Lays it on the table. Because there's one thing I found out years later as I reflect. When you have everything and you have it very quickly, you get bored really easy. And suddenly the happiness of achieving things isn't quite as great as it used to be. And he opens this piece of tinfoil and there's a bunch of white powder in it. And he says to the guys, what do you think? Let's try a little of this stuff. And I started looking at this going, ooh. I've read about this, but I'm not sure about all of this stuff now. And they started doing a few lines and rolling a dollar bill. He's the first one to suck down 2 lines. Before I know, 2 other guys started doing it. And I'm looking at them. And they asked me if I want to try it too. And at that moment, I'm thinking to myself, if I make this decision, and it's only the presence of God that seems to work. Even at that moment where I was a mess, I started thinking,